Welcome back student to AriserTalent and my class. I am your maths teacher Arpita Sharma and we are today going to start a new chapter student. Okay, so this particular chapter's name is what? Polynomials. Interesting it is? Polynomial. With S. Polynomials. Okay, so this is our chapter which we are going to start today and we will be talking about some basics of it, right? That what this term's meaning is, what and what we are going to study in that, and you will find it very easy and very interesting, right? So firstly I will be going to define it for you that we are having here a poly and we have this term poly as many, like more than one. But here's small concept, I'll tell you about it later. But for now you have to have that thing in your mind that poly, that means multiple, and this nomial is term. Nomial is term. This nomial is what? Term. And this is multi. So this is having an expression of having multi terms. Now be very specific about it student, because in one case we are going to have only one term. So if you are having one term, it's going to be polynomial. Contradicting but true. If you are having only one term, it has to be obviously polynomial. But in case you are having 2 or 3 or 4, that will be always be termed as polynomial. Okay, so either it's having one term or obviously more than one terms. It's by name it's specified that it's polynomial for sure. But if you are having one term, then also you will be called as polynomials. Now I am again and again repeating term. So what is term? Basically polynomial is a part of algebra. It's an algebraic expression. So what? Polynomial are algebraic expression. This is important. It's part of algebra and algebra is interesting. Okay, so it's an algebraic expression. Poly means multi, nomial means term, but we have to keep in mind that only having something with having only one term will be also denoted as polynomial. Now what is the meaning of term here? Term, this is important. Basically this term is consisting of two things. This term consisting of two things. And what are the two things here that term having? The first one is constant and the second part of it is variable. Now when we talk about algebra, it is very familiar with you guys to have the idea of constant and variable. Now constant means which is constant, which is having only one value, right? If I'll say to you that I'm having 4 coffee cups. So 4 is particular constant thing. 4 is not going to be 5. 4 is not going to be 2. Okay. Now we are having some algebras, some alphabets used as constant, like small a, small b, small c. These are also written as constant. Okay, or 4, 5, or maybe pi, or maybe root 3. These are all what? Constant, right? Now move to the variable part. Okay, in expression we talk like this, something x square plus y plus z. Now what are these? What are these? These are variables. The value of x, can vary here. Okay, so that means this particular part of term whose value may vary is variable. So these are like x, y, z, sometimes we use like a P or T or S or U, and sometimes we also use A as variable. So this is the basic idea of constant and variable. Got it till now, till here? Okay, all covered up, all packed up. Now we are having term. I am telling that you are going to have more than one term. So how will these term, this term and all other terms are going to combine? By the sign of addition and subtraction. I repeat, by the sign of addition and subtraction, you will, not by divide, not by multiply, by only the plus sign and the minus sign, that is addition and subtraction, you are going to put these terms together in an algebraic expression, and that algebraic expression with some particular condition will be termed as polynomial. That means this is with some terms and conditions. If it has to be a polynomial expression, if an algebraic expression has to be a polynomial expression, that particular time it's going to fulfill some of the terms and conditions. What are the terms and conditions? We will talk about it. Okay, so this is clear for you guys, so I am not going to rub this, but we are having some things here. So, and here going to take some example. If I talk about only algebraic expression, so I can tell you that this particular thing is what? Algebraic expression. This is algebraic expression. This is algebraic expression. But this is not a polynomial. Why? I have told you about term. So this is a term here. Now this is something addition, subtraction. I have told you two terms will be added or subtracted and will form a polynomial. So what's here wrong in this particular expression, that it can be called as expression, algebraic expression, but not a polynomial? Okay, here's the thing. Here are the terms and conditions of being a polynomial. First thing, that should be combination of terms, or I can say chain or series of terms, right? Chain or series of terms, term or terms. Okay, either one or more than one. First thing. Now term will be having constant and variable part. Term will be having constant and variable part. Understood? Now the second thing, the power of variable must be this was what? X is to power 1 by 2. X is to power 1 by 2. But we can have only, in example I have given you, okay, so we can have only 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on as the powers. Now this is what set? This is set of what? Tell me, you have covered the number system and natural number, and this was the set of whole numbers, right? So no need to remind you that this is a set of whole number. That means the power of variable must be a whole number. So these are the terms and conditions. So now you are clear with the algebraic expression, you are clear with the polynomials, and now also you are clear with the terms and conditions to be a polynomial. Okay, you are aware of polynomial and you are aware of terms of term, that what will be the exact thing that will be called as term, the mixture of constant and variables. Now we will understand it more with the help of example. So now come this side and we'll have some interesting examples. Now very quite a simple example is this 2x square plus 3x plus 1. Okay, now I am having this part, let's not write 1 here. And how will I rewrite it? Okay, again I am telling the same to you, that px. Now what is the meaning of px? Just learn how you will be writing it. P, that is polynomial of x. So we are going to write it like px only. Okay, so px equals to what? 3x square or 2x square, whatever you want to write, plus 2x. Now this is a term. Why it is term? Because this 3 is a constant and this x is a variable, and here 2 is a constant and x is a variable. Now this is what? Power, and power is whole number. If I talk about this 2x, that means 2x raised to power 1. Now 1 is again what? A whole number. And this is, these two terms are either added or subtracted here. Plus sign or minus sign, we can consider it that to be added to as a term. That means it is having two term, and fulfilling all the conditions, so that is a polynomial. Right. Now if I write this x plus 1, is this a polynomial? Now you are confused little bit, because x is not having any constant with it and this 1 is not having any kind of variable in it. So how can this particular be a term? So is it a term? Is it a term? If it's not a term, then how can be a polynomial? So I have written it wrong. Am I wrong? No, I am not wrong, student. This is also polynomial and these two are also term. Why these are terms? Why this is not something which is not a term? This is something confusing. Okay, this is why this is a term. This is basically, we can rewrite it as 1 multiplied by x. Now x is what? X is to power 1 plus 1 is what? Constant. So 1 multiplied by what? Variable. Now variable, we are having no variable here. So what else we can say? X is to power, listen, x is to power 0. X is to power 0 is what? 1. 1 multiplied by 1. So that means it is having an hidden constant and variable. So x plus 1 is also what? A polynomial. Right? Write down. Okay. So done with the basics. Okay. Now you can absolutely tell me, if I write any polynomial expression, then what will you call it? What will you say? Sorry, if I write any algebraic expression, okay, then you can now tell me that whether it is a polynomial or not. Right? You can tell me or not? You can tell me now. Okay. So we will now be doing that. Okay. So examples, we were talking about examples, right? So students, if I say t cube minus t square plus 1 equals to, or let's say plus 1, okay, because we are talking about expression only. So no need to make it an equation. You know the difference between equation and expression. This is an expression, okay. But if I put equal sign here, then it will becoming a it will becoming an equation. Okay, so if I am telling you t cube minus t square t square plus 1, now here I am having t as my variable. Okay, t as my variable and cube likewise 3 and 2, that is square. These two are what? Whole number. So they are making sense that they are whole numbers, and we are having a variable, and in this variable we know that there is a hidden constant in it, constant 1 and the variable t with the whole power. Okay, that means that's a term, and here it is having 1 multiplied by t raised to power 0. That means again this is a constant and this is a term, this is a constant and this is a variable. That means it makes a term. This is a term, this is a term, this is a term, and these two term and these two term are interconnected with the sign of plus and minus, and we are completing all the rules. So yes, it is a polynomial expression. Now if I tell you that 1 by t, or let us say 1 by x, 1 by x plus 3, now is it? If I'll convert it, then what will it become? X is to power minus 1. Now minus 1 plus 3. This is equals to this. These two expressions are equal. Now student, mark this that I am having minus 1 here and the whole number set is this. So we are not having any negative number in the whole number set. That means this is not a polynomial. So what will I say? That this is absolutely not a polynomial at all. Okay, understood. Now this is not a polynomial. Okay, understood. Again, if we are having something like a cube root of y plus y square plus 23y, is this a polynomial expression? This is a term for sure, this is a term for sure, but if I talk about this cube root, that means y is to power 1 by 3. That means this is not a polynomial expression. Okay, now what if I write, so basically this was not a polynomial expression. If I write 3, is this a polynomial expression? 3, yes it is, because 3 is a term. 3 is a term. If I write simple 3 here, or if I write simple x here, so yes it is. I have told you in the very first 5 minutes, I have told you that students, only if I am having a single term here, even though that will be a polynomial. Now it is a term because it is 1 multiplied by x, so yes it is polynomial. And if I will talk about this 3, that can be written as 3 multiplied by x is to power 0. So that means it is also a polynomial. Okay, note this. Okay, so you understood that 3 multiply by x naught, that is x to the power 0. So it is a polynomial, and again it is x is 1 multiplied by x. So constant in term, so these two are also polynomial. Okay, you noted it, so I am just going to remove it. So that was about talking whether a given expression is a polynomial expression or not. Now we will talk about the type of polynomial. Type of polynomial. What we are going to talk about? This is our chapter number 2, and we are going to talk about types of polynomial. So students, I have told you that there are terms. 1 term, 2 term, 3 term and more than 3 term also. So what we call on the basis of how many terms you are having. If you are having only 1 term, if you are having only 1 term, then that will be known as monomial. What? Monomial. Again, what? Monomial. Then if it's having 2 term, 2 we write bi for 2, so binomial. What? Binomial. Say it with me. If you are having 2 terms, then it will be known as binomial. If I will say that you are having 3 terms in it, then it will be known as what? Trinomial. Okay? Trinomial it is. So binomial, monomial, binomial and trinomial. After that, more than 3 terms. What we call it? All. All having more than 3 terms will be they will be called as polynomial. Understood? Monomial, binomial, trinomial and polynomial. Okay, 1 term, 2 term, 3 term and more than 3 term. Now we will talk about some examples. Okay, so here we will write some examples of them. First I am having monomial having only 1 term. What will be the examples? I will write simply x. Now it's having only 1 term. This is x. Okay. If I write 23 x raised to power 101, having 101 power is okay, but it's actually having only 1 term, na? Right? So if it's only 1 term, we'll write it as, yes, it is monomial. If I'll write 23.27, now whether it's not a whole number, but listen, there is no boundary, there is no limitation for constant, okay, to be in decimal or not, to be in square root or not, or a cube root, cube square root, cube root or not. Okay, so there is no foundation on what? Constant. So this is constant and we can consider any variable and raised to power 0 over there. So yes, it is also a monomial. Understood this well? Okay. If I write root x, you will say no ma'am, it is not a monomial because it's not even a polynomial, because it's having power as 1 by 2. Okay. Now, if we talk about 2 term, now 2 term, pick any 2 terms from them. We can take another example also, but we are picking just any 2 terms from them. So I'll be picking x 23 x raised to power 101 plus, let's suppose, 23.27. Now how many terms it's having? 1 and 2. So yes, it is a binomial. Or I can write x square plus x cube plus, no, not plus, but okay. So this is having 1 term, 2 term. 2 terms are there, that means this is also a binomial. Right. Now moving towards the trinomial, that can be right, t cube plus 32 u square plus 53.6 s, or let's say s square. Now I am saying that students, this t, this u and this s is variable. Now you will say, what kind of equation is this? We are not having any x, y, z. It's not compulsory that x, y, z will be always there as variable. No, s, t and u can also be variables. Now this is another kind of equation, another kind of expression. We'll name it further also. If you are having more than one variable, then how will we name it? We will come on that thing only. But for now, Remember, then these three are what? Variables. Now terms are what? Forget about this. Terms are how many? This is first term, this is second term, this is third term. That means we are having 3 terms. If we are having 3 terms, that is trinomial. We are having 3 terms. These are all terms. We are having constant, we are having variable, and we are having powers in whole numbers. That means this is a polynomial. So this is what kind of polynomial? A trinomial. It's a trinomial polynomial. Now if I write like x is to power 1 plus x is to power x square plus x cube plus x is to power 4 and so on till x is to power n. Is it a polynomial? Yes, it is. Yes, it is a very big and having a large number of terms in it, but yes, it is a polynomial also. Okay, and if I talk about x cube plus x square plus x plus 1, is this a polynomial? Yes, it is also a polynomial. Now student, we be very careful about it. If you are having a question like, come this side, if you are having a question like x cube is a polynomial and you have to mention true and false, what will you write? True or false? True or false? That will be always true. Why it's not false? Because these are all categories of polynomial. Monomial, binomial, trinomial are also polynomials. That means x cube is a polynomial. If I will say 23, yes, it is a polynomial. Okay, if this same question comes in multiple choice like x cube is a, and fill in the blanks, and you are having option number A polynomial, B trinomial, C monomial, and D binomial. In that particular scenario, you have to take monomial. When polynomial and monomial both are given, you can take polynomial. That will be more correct. But in the situation where it is specified that x cube or 23, that means that monomial, you are given with the monomial and it's asked, it has been asked that it is a polynomial or not. You will say yes, it is a polynomial, because monomial, binomial and trinomial are just types of polynomial. Understood this thing? Okay. So note this, and then we'll move forward to the next thing. Okay. Right? Understood? So we have gone through the basics of polynomial first, and then secondly we have covered the types of polynomial like monomial, binomial, trinomial. Okay, with some good exercise question and with some more theory, we will meet in our next lecture. Till then, study hard and enjoy your life, students. Bye bye.